The scariest horror movies don't chase you, they smile at you. This is Get Out. A quick spoiler warning, I'm going to be going into the key moments and the twist. Not a full recap, just moments that prove why this movie works. Because Get Out isn't scary like most horror movies. It's scary because it weaponizes normal life. It takes the safest looking situation, a weekend trip to meet your girlfriend's family, and it turns it into a trap that feels almost polite. And that's why people still talk about it years later. So here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll know the real reason why Get Out is terrifying and why it hits harder than monsters, demons, or jump scares. It's 4 kinds of fear layered on top of each other. Light horror, loss of control, betrayal, and the crowd. Let's start with the premise. Chris is a black photographer, Rose is his white girlfriend. They drive out to meet her family in the suburbs. And on paper, it's fine. Her parents are friendly, they're welcoming, they say the right things, but the movie lets you feel something immediately. Something's off. And the genius is, you can't point to one big thing, it's 100 tiny things. That's polite horror. It's when danger is dressed like kindness. It's the comments that sound like compliments but land like a violation. It's someone touching your life with the confidence of entitlement and then smiling while they do it. Get Out is built out of those moments. At the house, it starts small. Over friendly questions, over curious interest, that we're so progressive vibe, like they want credit for being normal. And then we get the first major signal that the movie isn't playing. Missy, the mom, she's a psychiatrist and she offers Chris help. That sounds caring until you realize help can be control. Then the spoon hits the teacup and the movie introduces its most famous nightmare, the sunken place. And this is where Get Out becomes a different category of horror, because the sunken place isn't just scary, it's specific. It's the fear of being trapped in your own body, watching yourself from far away, knowing what's happening and being unable to stop it. That's loss of control. Most horror tries to scare you with what's chasing you. Get Out scares you with what can happen to you. While everyone insists they're being nice, and it keeps layering the dread. Next comes the crowd. The garden party is one of the smartest horror sequences of the last decade, because it's not loud, it's quiet. It's people smiling, it's casual conversation, but every interaction feels like Chris is being inspected, not seen, not respected, inspected. They ask questions that aren't really questions. They make compliments that aren't really compliments. They talk about his body, his genetics, his style, his strength, like he's a product. And it's not just the words, it's the tone, the confidence, the assumptions that they're allowed. And then comes the moment that should make your stomach drop, the silent auction energy. The sense that something is being decided about Chris in a way he doesn't even have access to. That's why the party is terrifying, because it's social, it's public, and Chris is alone inside it. Then the movie gives you the most important crack in the mask, the camera flash moment. Chris takes a photo, the flash hits, and suddenly someone who's been acting perfect snaps out of it. And for a moment, you can see the real person buried inside, and the line, "Get out," isn't just a warning. It's the movie admitting the truth. There are people in this world who can see what's happening, but they can't stop it because the system is bigger than them. That's the horror. Now here's where Get Out becomes brutal, the betrayal. Because the movie doesn't just say be careful of obvious villains, it says be careful of the person you think is safe. Rose isn't the escape route. Rose is part of the trap. And that twist hits so hard because the whole movie is built on trust. Chris trusts her enough to go, trusts her enough to stay, and he trusts her enough to explain away his instincts. And the movie weaponizes that. It turns romance into misdirection. It turns "you're safe with me" into the scariest lie in film. And then the truth lands. The niceness wasn't acceptance, it was strategy. That's why Get Out stays with you. Because it's not just people are evil, it's people can be evil while looking perfectly polite. Now let's talk about why the ending works. Because the ending is a release. It's tension finally snapping. For a second you think Chris is about to get the kind of ending so many movies have trained you to expect. And then the car door opens, and it's Rod, the one person who believed him, the one person who didn't try to sound smart, the one person who trusted his instincts, and that moment is catharsis. It's the movie saying, sometimes survival is the victory, sometimes being believed is the victory. So if you're someone who wants horror that actually gets under your skin, not because it's loud, but because it's social, because it's psychological and it's real, watch Get Out. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which movie you want me to cover next, or don't. I'm still gonna make the content anyways.